I'm back, and a lot's happened. The car is very different. Car runs. Let's catch you up. All right. So here's the deal. It's been the last video I posted was in March. It is currently October, beginning of October. A lot's happened. Um, the YouTube stuff is hard. There's a lot to do for editing and stuff, but I do want to get back on track with posting YouTube because I know some of you guys like seeing longer form content. And like honestly, I want to show more in-depth stuff on the build 100% rather than just making funny reels and stuff on Instagram and like small updates here and there. I want to really use the platform that I've built, at least on Instagram, as people move over here to teach people how to do this kind of stuff that, obviously I've built this entire car in my home garage. I do this stuff for a living, but like anybody can do this. At the end of the day, it's all nuts and bolts, and it takes, just determination and time. You want to learn to do it, and like I want to teach people how to do this kind of stuff. And so I'm going to try and get back into the YouTube stuff and stay on track with that. So that's my goal here. I'm going to try and I don't really necessarily have a schedule for videos, but I'm going to try and not go, 6 months in between a video. So yeah, a lot has happened. Um, car has a trans in it now. Haltech keypad's all done. I figure we'll start in the interior here. I'm not exactly sure where the last video left off. Like I kind of watched it to see where I was at, but a lot's happened, so it's hard to remember everything. So obviously, Haltech dash is in. Everything works. Um, like I said, transmission, Haltech keypad here. Um, I want to shout out like some of the sponsors and stuff as I go around. So obviously, Haltech has helped me out. P&L Motorsports helped me out with this super sick mount here for the Haltech keypad. This thing you can put whatever you really want on it. Super cool. So yeah, the interior in this car is really nothing crazy, but let's get around and check out the engine and see what's happened out there. All right, so this definitely looks a lot different from the last time that you guys saw it. We're gonna wait on the engine stuff because that's the exciting stuff, and we will go around the rest of the car here and check out what else. So another sponsor here, TinyBot Vinyl. I know the car was red before. This is a lot cooler of a red for now. I want to rewrap the car every year or so. So, yeah, super sick red. It's metal paint, Soul Red from TinyBot Vinyl. They helped me out and hopped on board as a sponsor as well. The car's wrapped by All Applied Films. Good friend of mine. I've known him since high school. He hopped on as well as a sponsor and did a amazing job wrapping this thing for the time span that I gave him. So it was really bad. Anyway, not sure if I went over the back stuff before, if this was all done. So batteries mounted, airlift stuff is mounted, radium, that's the shifter thing, but tanks are mounted. Close the trunk here. Got all my sponsors here on the back. Like I said, P&L, RPM, TinyBot, ICT Billet sent me all the accessory stuff. D4 Performance makes some awesome parts I'll show you in a minute here. All Applied Films. Fabworks makes the supercharger adapters. NRG for the short hub. Monster Service for the wide body kit. Sicky has sent me the oil pan, and like I said, Haltech helped me out a bunch on the computer-wise side of things. All right. Oh, and the wheels real quick. We'll go over those. These are GMR Bishops. They are 18 by 10 and a half, so pretty wide. I could fit a 10 and a half in the front, so I went with one, even though I can go staggered. The fitment's pretty tight, so I'm not sure if I can really go much wider, but these wheels look insane on it. It's got a wider tire in the rear than the front. So yeah, that's the wheels. We will check out real quick the rear subframe, all back from powder coat. We got lower control arms, upper control arms, solid subframe bushings. Like, I literally went all out. I bought every single part. Like, I've got thousands into the rear subframe alone. Like, I don't know, probably like $4,000 or $5,000. Okay, engine. Let's go over this real quick. Not sure where I left off last time. I know I mentioned headers. These are temporary headers for now. Still have not had time to get it into our shop. So just flipped some shorty manifolds and we welded up these little teardrops for now just to be able to run it. Engine bay is painted, metallic silver. Everything is done there. Super awesome. You can see there, master cylinders in, clutch master cylinders in. I will go over that in a minute. There's a problem with that one. So yeah, valve covers, got the breathers on there now. Injectors are in. They're ID 1300s. This car is on ethanol. We fabbed up this super awesome intake. RPM Denver did that for me. I mean, tons of super cool stuff went into this thing. I can't start it right now because I have to do a few things, but it has ran. If I can, I'll throw a video of it running in the video right here. So anyway, yeah, super cool. Radiator mount I fabbed up here a couple weekends ago. Inner chillers mounted. We were working on the inner chiller tank mounts right there as well as the pump. So that stuff's all in the works. What else? Like I said, everything's wired. It's got oil. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I guess I can go over what's left here to get it drivable, because we are getting pretty close. So first things first, the clutch master cylinder. I completely messed that up when I ordered it the first time. So I have another one here. The master cylinder that is in the car is kind of hard to see. It's not really going to go on the camera. It's too dark out. But the bore on it is 0.62, which is almost the smallest bore. If you look here on the box, as you can see, there's 0.62, and then under it's 0.50. So basically, we bled the clutch. Everything works, basically, I mean, kind of. But when you press the pedal, it doesn't fully disengage the clutch. And I bled the clutch for like 6 hours. We couldn't figure it out. And then eventually I came to the conclusion that it's just not moving enough fluid for the C6 slave cylinder that we're using. And when I originally ordered it, I thought I had ordered the 0.75 bore, and I guess I got a little click happy and ordered almost the smallest one. So that is not going to move enough fluid at all. So I went ahead and ordered this one, which is the 0.81 bore, as you can see right there. So this should move a lot more fluid, give me a lot stiffer pedal, and definitely fully disengage the clutch. So first thing is first, I need to swap that out. Other thing I need to do here, like I said, I would mention him here in a minute. D4 Performance sent me this super sick, this is a catch can swirl pot combo. So the left side here is a catch can. The valve cover will come into this, makeup air on the other side, and then vacuum goes up here. It's got a little sick little dipstick. And then this side here is a swirl pot, which I will be using to fill the supercharger coolant once I get all the tank and everything mounted up. So that'll give me a fill point for the supercharger coolant. Catch can and everything will be done. So yeah, there's that. The radiator is completely fabbed up and done. It definitely took a lot more work than I thought it was going to be to put a radiator in this thing that I liked. So CSF radiator, it has AN fittings. They're normally on the sides. We moved them to the front and changed them to ORB. That way I can unscrew these and swap them out if need be to something else, or if they get dinged up and they don't want to seal, I can replace them. So yeah, fan shroud on there. I bought this and trimmed it to fit. We got 2 fans on there. It should move like 4,500. Cannot think of the term right now, but CFM, 4,500 CFM. So a lot of air. Radiator's a triple pass. Should definitely keep this thing nice and cool. So what I need to do with that is I'm working on getting some hoses for that, as well as all the other stuff that we need to plumb in the engine bay. And then I can fill the coolant system, which will be super awesome. So fill the coolant system, I need to make the power steering lines. Like I said before, the transmission is in the car. As you can see, only thing now is a differential. I was working on getting a IAG 8.8 kit. However, IAG actually is discontinuing that kit, I guess. So I actually have the diff here, which is a Ford 8.8 out of a Explorer. So I'm gonna put an Eaton LSD in it, and honestly probably just fab up my own mounts and then order custom axles for everything. But in reality, besides a small bracket to move my shifter back where it should be back here, that's everything I need to get this thing to run. So, or not run, but drive. Super, super close here to being able to rip this thing. And I'm super excited to be able to take you guys on the journey now that I'm getting back into the YouTube stuff. I'm going to try my best to film stuff and keep this going. So, I mean, I figured I'd make this quick update video. I'm probably going to film the master cylinder stuff here. I'm going to try and put that in. But I just wanted to catch up, say I'm sorry for kind of going, I guess, dark out of nowhere. But, I mean, I'll always be on Instagram. You guys can always check that stuff out. I'm going to try and be on here. So if you guys want to follow along with the build and, you know, see this thing run, see it hit the dyno, some burnouts, like, I mean, I'm going to drive the heck out of this car. So definitely like, subscribe, comment down below what you're excited to see and what your favorite part of the build is. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Check out the next video, hopefully coming up soon. See you guys.